gonna put a picture in the comments?
Hey, welcome back to Squatch TV. On this episode, we did an unboxing, I think, Mr. H and I, on these Brave Response holsters. And that was a few weeks ago, and so we've been wearing them. I've been wearing mine a lot doing my my physical therapy walks and stuff. And so tonight we're going to talk about both of the holsters and how they worked for us, how they performed, and we really wanted to, the reason I got it in the first place was to show how one of these holsters works for a fat guy. And it just so happens we got a fat guy in Squatch TV. That'd be this guy right here. So let's, I'll just show you the two holsters first. So the original holster, here's the original holster, and this is the one that I have been wearing for the past few weeks.
So I made Rod leave the curtain open, get some sunlight on it so you can really see all the different aspects of this.
Yes, because it's, so you got your gun there, your retention strap here, and then you have three accessory / mag pouches, so you could put all extra mags, or like I've done here, a magazine here, a little flashlight here, and then if you want, I don't have a knife handy, you could put a knife in there. Yeah, there you go. You could definitely put a.
That's a little bit smaller, but it's got a clip on it, so you can.
That works though.
You don't want that back when you're done.
So that's kind of a nice setup, So you got your gun with the magazine in it, and you got a spare magazine, and then you got a knife, and you got a flashlight all tucked away.
Yeah.
You ain't got to fill your pockets with stuff. Pretty handy. So.
What's it look like? Can you put a gun in there so we can kind of see what?
Absolutely. So this is what, here, hold on. I got to safety check this guy. All right. This is Security 9 Ruger Compact. It's about the same size as a Glock 43, except this is a double stack. So it's more like, what is the Glock? 27, a Glock 27, or what else is this about the same size as?
M&P Shield, maybe a little bit,
Shield.
maybe a little bit bigger than a Shield.
Yeah. So it's about this is what I've been doing my little 3-mile walks around the neighborhood with. So it goes in nice and snug, and then the retention strap. And the best way to do this when you're gonna put it on is to put the gun in first. Put all your stuff in first. So you can see there, the trigger is definitely covered. You're not going to do any accidental discharge there. And the way the gun is tilted, if you wore it at 1 o'clock appendix, it's going to, and for some reason it went off. The biggest argument I hear about appendix carry is, yeah, it's a great place to carry your gun if you want to shoot, your stuff. But I don't really agree with that. If you can't carry a gun without shooting yourself, well, maybe you just oughtn't carry a gun or go take a class or something. But if you carry that at the 1 o'clock position, it's not going to shoot you. You also got your femoral artery down there to worry about. But again,
yeah.
It's not going to go off. You're going to have to make a fatal mistake. And I was careful the first week wearing this just to make sure, because I had never wore a kind of a band holster. I've always been either a chest rig or outside the waistband. But it's always been covered up, and it's worked out great for me. So why don't I just put it on? Should I put it on?
Yeah.
So I always wore it so you can wear it directly against your skin. I never did. I always wore an undershirt, and then for a fat guy, I wore it underneath my belly. So I got it figured out how it goes on. So I put it around there and grab it with my left hand, and then I bring it all the way around to the front so I can see what I'm doing. And then I know that you got these squares of Velcro, and I know I'm number 3. So there's number 3. So I get that right there, and then it's just feel it the rest of the way to make sure it's even. And then you have this left over. Now, what they suggest you do is cut this off and then burn the edge, and then it's good to go.
Which I did that to mine and it worked perfect.
Yeah, it worked good on his.
Yeah.
For me, I'm a guy that has lost and gained 100 pounds probably 5 or 6 times in my lifetime. So I'm always changing pant sizes. So I'd rather have another piece of Velcro right here, just in case I gain 100 pounds, I could still wear it. But then, so you just turn it around to where you're comfortable with it. I like 3-4 o'clock, right about there. And then as you can see, it sits under my belly, and then my pants, or sweats today, they just go over it like that. And it's taken some getting used to it, getting used to where it, that's pretty good right there. How's it look?
So you'd consider that just an open carry?
Well, no, yeah, I guess you would, yeah. Because it's sticking out like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you wore a shirt over that, then it'd be concealed carry.
Which is what I always do.
Like your shirt over there.
Yeah. I always wear a sweatshirt like this.
But on a hot day.
And it's covered, for my walks.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a hot day when I'm not wearing this sweatshirt.
Would you just pull your shirt out if you wanted it? I mean,
yeah, you certainly could, and then just wear it on the skin, right?
Yeah.
So it would just be like that.
Yeah, and how's that feel?
Feels fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost don't feel anything. I mean, I notice it just because I just put it on. But as soon as I start walking, within, 2 or 3 minutes, I don't notice a thing. I'm totally used to it. By the time I get back, these walks take me anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours. It feels completely fine. It doesn't loosen up. It doesn't shift.
I was worried about that too, about it popping out and stuff, and it just didn't.
Yeah.
It would not. And I carried mine appendix carry for a little while, but I normally carry mine at about 4 o'clock also.
So here's Mark's, the one that he wore, and it's supposed to be for appendix carry, and it comes with one...
Tip it a little bit so the sunshine goes onto it.
It comes with one mag pouch here.
Yeah.
So you got your gun with the mag, and then an extra mag here, and this is supposed to be worn appendix. And it's got kind of a... here, let me do it. It's got a bit of a cant to it as well, does it not?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So if I wore that at 1 o'clock...
So you probably wouldn't wear the big 1911, the full-size one.
Yeah.
I was carrying some micro 9s from Kimber with it on my appendix, and it worked out great. I'm not a big appendix carry guy. There's certain situations where you would, walk into the beach with your shorts on. Things like that. You could do it real easy. Sitting down, it's not the most comfortable. But the nice thing is you can swap it right around your back real fast.
That's what I liked about this, too. I also wore it, on a number of drives, 2-3 hour drives where I had to go watch a game or whatever. And with my regular outside the waistband Blackhawk holsters, the seat belt's right there. So I'm constantly messing with it, not liking it. And with this thing, I can just scooch it either back 2 or 3 inches or forward 2 or 3 inches, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Seatbelt goes on, it's in nobody's way. My brother drives a taxi cab, and he made a good point. You could take this. He didn't like, driving his taxi cab and having his weapon accessible to a passenger.
Oh, gotcha.
So, and you don't normally have passengers in front, but sometimes you do when you got enough people. And so he said the nice thing about this is you could just slide it around and then cross draw,
Right.
There are definitely, one of the biggest things I like about this is the accessibility to different guns. I like carrying different weapons. And this thing, I was able to carry 4 or 5 different... I could carry anything. What I did carry was this Ruger Security Compact, the full-size Ruger Security, a full-size 1911, a Commander 1911. What else did I carry in here?
See, I didn't carry any full-size. I did all
You did all
micro
compact.
and compact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The appendix one's a little bit smaller, and I was trying to make the appendix work.
Yeah. But that is kind of a cool, so very, very, like a Kimber Micro 9 and say Ruger LCP or whatever, very similar, or is it LCP?
Yeah.
Very similar guns, size-wise and the width of them. But you wouldn't be able to carry them both in a regular holster, because they're so, made for a certain specific gun.
Right.
The nice thing about this is it's made for everything.
Right.
So you can switch your micro guns or whatever other. Boy, it's having a hard time getting it out today, huh? Whatever other guns you have. That's one of the best things about it. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
So what else was I going to talk about? It fits in there good.
So you kind of were talking about pros. Any cons? What didn't you like about it?
One more pro. Can I do one more pro?
Just one.
So I'm big into wearing the my outside the waistband Blackhawks, right? Right? And I like wearing my CZ SP01 fully loaded, and that sucker's heavy. It's a big, heavy gun.
That's a fantastic weapon.
One of the heaviest pistols I have, but I love wearing it. It's a great pistol. But with that thing, right, you put it on there, and you get to your Walmart or your Cabela's or whatever, and you gotta go to the bathroom, so you go stand at the urinal and you undo your pants, and wham, there go your pants down to the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
Because all that weight on your...
Or you're trying to be self-conscious about
you're holding one, and it's just... It's hard enough, it just makes it more difficult. With this, if you can just do your business, no problem. And if you could even, if you were gonna, for a lady, or if you got to do other business, you were gonna sit on the throne, you could take this whole belt and just move it up.
Sure.
And it would. I mean, how many times have you heard of guys? I left my pistol on the hook.
Yeah.
On the inside of the John,
That's a nightmare.
Oh, nobody wants to do that, right?
Yeah.
And that's terrible control of your weapon, because you're putting it on the hook where your trigger is inside the trigger guard. And it's just not safe.
Not
so
good.
this is cool. It keeps it handy. So the cons. One of the cons with this. One of the cons is, for me, jeans. So I have no hips, no ass, lots of fat stomach, right? So when I put my jeans on, I gotta cinch them suckers on, or I got plumber's crack all the way down to the back of my knees. It's terrible.
It is, believe me. Oh, sorry.
Nice. So there's nothing to hold them on, so I gotta get it really tight. So I tried it with jeans, and it just didn't feel very good. But with sweats, shorts, that kind of thing, I loved it.
Summer's
really
coming.
loved it. Summer's coming, so I'll be wearing a lot of shorts.
I found the same thing when I was doing appendix carry with my jeans. It would be against my bare skin too, underneath my shirt and things, and I found that some of the the edges of the strap would be like little pin pricks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on that. But otherwise, I found the best way to carry it was outside.
About
outside.
the 4 o'clock.
I loved it. Of course, to be fair, that's where I normally carry, so I'm not a big appendix guy, but
So it was fairly new.
yeah, and it works out fine.
Yeah.
It works out fine. It's like my shoulder rig. You use it, you have it as a tool.
Yes.
You have it in your toolbox, and you use it when you need to.
Yes.
It's not your everyday carry, but some people might love it like that.
Yeah. And I agree. I love this thing with shorts and sweats. I can see myself pulling this out when I'm wearing shorts or sweats without even thinking about it. Because what are my other options? My other options are a chest rig, and I don't have multiple chest rigs. I have one 1911 chest rig. And it gets a little bit warm in the heat.
Yeah.
Or I carry one in my pocket. A Glock 43 with a pocket holster is pretty good for me to carry in a pocket, or if you're wearing cargo shorts, down in this pocket. But it's not very accessible. I can't get that 43 out of my pocket real quick. I can get this thing like right now.
Yeah.
You know, so there's some pluses and minuses there too. The stitching. I hate to pick anything apart, but we're going to give an honest review here. So I had some of the stitching, and again, I wore this a lot in the last 3 weeks. When I say a lot, I mean every day, all day. And I put it to its paces by doing walks and drives and everything else. So, but I had a couple of areas here where the stitching started coming out. So my lovely wife restitched it for me, and it's fine. That isn't a big deal to me, but you know, there's them guys out there that, boy, if there's, you know, one little scratch on something, they freak out. So maybe a little quality control, maybe. Price point on these is somewhere around $70, I think.
Yep.
I think, my opinion on this, now I don't know about the appendix holster that Mr. H was using, but on this one, I think it's worth every penny. You can put mags, lights, knives, multiple guns. Every pistol you have basically fits. I think, yeah. I mean, what do I pay for those Blackhawks? I think don't I pay like $40 for these things?
Or more.
Yeah. And it's one gun.
Yeah.
Well, one brand, a 1911, you know.
Yeah.
But then I have to have one for my Glock 20, and then I have to have one for my CZ SP01, and then I have to have one for my CZ 90, whatever they did, 97 or whatever. So this ends up saving you money, actually, because you can use so many different guns. It's great material. This feels real good against the skin. I did try that out a couple of days, and you did too, right?
Yep.
So that was good, just a little edgy. But overall, I really liked it. I could see myself wearing this a lot.
And summer's coming.
Especially in the summer. in the winter, I could see it wearing with nice warm sweats, you know? Mm-hmm. If a fellow wants to wear it around the house or whatever, that would work out too. And what you said on your appendix that you didn't really care for it at the 1 o'clock position all the time.
Well, I'm not a big appendix guy. There are lots of guys out there, and I'm sure it works fine. The 2 days into wearing an appendix, I thought, let's try it at the 4 o'clock, and I switched around there, and it was fine. You know, still underneath the pants. I think it says that you can reholster it inside your jeans. I didn't find that to be true.
Yeah, I didn't go over that either. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But that didn't bother me much because I'm not a cop. I'm not going to be reholstering all the time.
The nice thing is you can swing it right around to your appendix and widen it out with your fingers and stick it in. So it's not a big deal, but it's a little misleading to think that with one hand you're going to stick it right back in there.
Yes, I agree.
It's not going to happen.
It's not that easy.
Yeah.
But for me, my argument there is I've never had to pull my gun.
Yeah.
If I pull my gun, it's staying out.
Yeah.
There's a problem, right? I'm not reholstering that sumbitch.
Yeah. Well, what about if you get a new one you're showing me?
Well, yeah, then you have to. Yeah.
Then you have to use two hands and put it back in there.
I try not to do that, actually, you know.
Yeah.
I try not to pull out my carry gun for any reason.
Right.
Because it's, you know, I always got one in the chamber. That sucker's ready to go. You know, it's for one purpose only. You know, if I want to show it off, you come over to the house, we'll really go over that stuff.
Sure.
But everybody's different, right? So overall, I'd like to hear from Mr. H. Overall, 1 to 10. I'm gonna ask you for 2 here. 1 to 10 as an appendix carry. What do you run it?
Well, I would say it depends on the time of year and the situation. If it was a summertime walking to the beach, I would say that's an 8.
Yeah.
Overall, general carry all year round, 5 to 6.
Yeah.
I think. But summertime, that number bumps up, and
if you're in-
summer's coming.
If you're in shorts and sweats and you wore it at the 4 o'clock position,
That's probably the one I'd pick.
totally comfortable.
My paddle holster would be pulling my shorts down.
Yes.
So
And so would, even when I'm wearing loose shorts, a Glock 43, which is super light,
yeah,
it weighs the shorts down. So you got to cinch them really tight, if you
Yep.
got any hips like me. So, okay, yeah.
yeah.
And okay, so I'll do mine too. So for me, a 1 out of 10. I really kind of fell in love with this thing. I'm going to give it a 9 for what I use it for. So I use it over my shirt. So I guess I use it as a outside the waistband holster. Maybe I'll try wearing it more underneath the shirt. I'm a tuck my shirt in guy, so there's that to work with.
Yeah.
The workmanship, I'm gonna have to do like a 7, because you gotta figure out that quality control, and I'm sure they will, or they already have maybe. But I liked it very much. I think it's definitely going into my my circle of tools. Of what a lot of times I'll pull out the chest rig and wear the like when we went to the auction the other night, I had the chest rig on. And
Yeah.
nobody knew the difference. So, and I do like how many different things you can use with it.
That is cool. I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, can you think of anything else there, Mr. H?
No, I think that's good.
So if you guys want to check out these holsters, you can go to www.brshooting.com. Brave Response Holster. They have a Facebook site. You can go to info@brshooting.com. One size fits an 18-inch to 54-inch waist. So that's pretty cool. I'm a 40 underneath my stomach, and then like a 46 on top of my stomach. So, so this was the original thing, was the fat guy. It works great for a fat guy. I never thought it would, and I like it very much. So if you're a fat guy wondering whether or not this will work, do it. It'll work the way I showed you. So and it shows you everything, different ways to wear it.
It's good to have different tools to use.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Life is different.
Yeah, in the pictures they show an undershirt too.
It's tough to see.
And they show the cant. Can you see the red line? So, yeah, I dig it. So I think I think it's an awesome setup. So, and like Mark said, it's everybody's different, but it could get put into the rotation for sure. So we both want to thank Brave Response Holsters for coming out with this, for sending us the 2 holsters to do a review on. Originally, it was just going to be a fat guy review, but I said, well, I got my partner here. He ain't really a fat guy, so he reviewed one too. That worked out good, and we appreciate you guys sending us that very much. So they're handmade in Utah, USA. That's always good for something too, right? Made in the USA.
Cool logo.
Yeah, very cool logo. Anyway, so if you're looking for a new holster that does a little bit of everything, this is definitely something you should be looking for. Other than that, that's all I know. So it's a beautiful Sunday night here in the Pacific Northwest. Sun's out, gonna have a great sunset. Hummingbirds are flying. Happy, happy, happy. Have a great Sunday night, and as always, an even better tomorrow. Squatch out.